Game chat on the mic, Friday night light. Line from the board, Isaac taking flight. Question of the day, what's it gonna be? Guests on the show, come and take a seat. Game chat crew, feel the rhythm flow. Talking board games, all systems go. Pick 5 games, what's your top choice? Hear the people shout, raise up your voice. Interview time, guest in the chair. Sharing stories, feels like we're there. Game chat crew, feel the rhythm flow. Talking board games, all systems go. Game chat crew, feel the rhythm flow. Talking board games, all systems go. Interview time, guest in the chair. Sharing stories, feels like we're there. Game chat crew, feel the rhythm flow. Talking board games, all systems go. Game chat crew, feel the rhythm flow. Talking board games, all systems go. Game chat crew, feel the rhythm flow. Talking board games, all systems go. Pick 5 games, what's your top choice? Hear the people shout, raise up your voice. Interview time, guest in the chair. Sharing stories, feels like we're there. Game chat crew, feel the rhythm flow. Talking board games, all systems go.
What is up, Isaac? How are you, sir?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I am doing very well. We haven't done this in like a month and a half.
Yeah, you had your league pretty hardcore.
Yep.
Summer started up, and here we are.
Yeah, Columbus Bino League was in full swing in May. We had graduation parties and stuff for our kids. So it was a busy month, and so we're first time back in a while. But we're going to be talking about Origins 2025 with this special man right here. I'm going to throw him up on the screen while he's drinking. Well, I almost caught you. Almost got you. He was gulping some water.
So. Good pause, sir. Good pause. He muted too because he's probably a slurper. Would be my guess.
Oh. I was hoping to get you. So, Zazu, what's up, man?
Nothing much. Just settling back in and having had a birthday. The wife's birthday was like a couple days ago. So
nice.
Yeah, been doing birthday stuff and then cleaning up all alone, because that's what you wanted. She said, I want a break from everything. I was like, everything?
Yeah.
For how long? And
a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe.
So. Forever. That's welcome to the show, Zazu.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we had you on last year.
Guys. Yeah.
What? Yeah, Isaac reminded me that you were on our Thanksgiving show last year.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So it's Zazu was with us at Origins, and we got to hang out and game some during the course of the week. And so we're going to be talking about some of the games and the fun, the food, and all of those things. If you are joining us live, we would love for you to chime in on the chat, whether you're in Gaming with Sidekicks group or on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're at. So
or TikTok, which we're live on right now.
Or TikTok. Yeah, feed those TikTok comments to us, Isaac, when you need to.
First one says, man, what a two good-looking guys in Ryan.
It's the first there we go. There we go. A person has good taste. So, yeah. Cool. Well, let's get started. What's our opening question, Isaac?
Our opening question tonight is off the top of my head because I don't have my document open yet. It is the summertime.
It is the summertime. If it was
summertime. Yes, it is summer. What is your favorite summer food? Is that right? I think that was right.
Yeah.
Watermelon for sure. I just had some a little too early. It wasn't sweet enough, but that 4th of July, that's when you start buying. That's when the watermelon stock is at its highest. That sugar.
Have you had the the yellow watermelon.
I
It's like,
have.
oh man, I had some of
So
that a
good.
couple weeks ago. My brother bought it, and I was like, "What is
Yellow watermelon.
this?" Yeah, and it was like sweet, like it was
Yeah.
like candy. Like I was
Yeah.
like, if it always tastes like this, that's all I'm doing. So
I don't know. I like just the regular watermelon. I'm good with that.
okay. So
Right, what's on your list?
I got to go with either ice pops, classic sugary ice pops, or a snow cone. I feel like
Oh,
this is the time
Snow
when you
cone.
get down with the snow cones.
Okay.
So they're not appropriate any other time. So, but snow cones, it's that time.
I mean, I enjoy doing a lot of cooking on our Blackstone, and
Yes.
and this is the best time to do the smash burgers when it's
Yes.
real hot.
I've perfected my smash burgers.
Oh yeah, on the Blackstone,
Nice.
on the outside grill, you cook them up.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
Sugar baby watermelons. Is that those are
the little guys,
small
right?
ones, the
Yeah,
little
yeah.
ones. Yeah, those are good. Those are real
Also,
good.
also my nickname for Bob.
Sugar baby watermelon, Bob's new nickname. So, that's good. That is very good. Speaking of the Blackstone, celebrated our friend Blake's birthday just last night, and he requested. He's big on like requesting different meals for his birthday. This time it was breakfast for dinner. So we did. I brought the portable Blackstone over there. We had eggs, hash browns, bacon, sausage patties, pancakes, homemade biscuits.
Wow.
Oh man, it was good. It was
everything,
really good.
literally
So
everything.
My wife made grits. So
how's her grits?
Her grit game's good because I didn't like grits before she started cooking them. So
okay,
yeah, almost ate a whole one by myself. Whoops. Yeah,
a whole grit?
No, a whole sugar baby watermelon.
Makes more sense.
Which is not hard. I mean, once you get started, if you're just sitting there with a bowl,
especially if you're already hot and hungry,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, and we've been having south heat down up here.
You guys are getting our heat.
It's been 90 plus every day since before Origins.
It's a rainforest rain over here. It's raining again right now. I don't know.
It's raining right now here. Yeah.
Pass. But you two aren't too far from each other, right? You guys are
about an hour and a half.
Yeah, same neck of the woods. You guys travel in some of the same gaming circles.
Yeah. So we get to hang out. Dyson Diversions, Southern Fraud Gaming Expo. We get to see each other for some Southern conventions, and one of the ones that everybody's excited for, One Board Day. Look that one up.
Yeah, One Board Day.
I heard good. Yeah, you can now call it the annual, right? Because it's been more than one. So second annual.
Yep, second annual.
Annual. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, so speaking of annual conventions, we just celebrated Origin Game Fair's 50th anniversary.
That's crazy.
50 years, almost as old as Ryan. Origins has been around and in a lot of different places, a lot of different locations, actually. But for the past, what'd they say? I think 15 plus years it's been in Columbus. And
it's only been 15 years in Columbus? Okay.
I was on the shirt. They had like a concert, of all the places. It was at a lot of different places originally. And then it settled into Columbus for the last X amount of years. So getting back.
What was the first Origins y'all went to?
Oh gosh, this is my I think 2012 for me. I think this is my 13th Origins.
Dang.
2018, I think it might have been 2017, but I think it's 2018.
Okay, that was my first one.
This was number one.
Number one.
I don't think I realized that.
I thought you were at last year's.
Nah. First one. I almost went last year, but I forgot what happened. I think I was somewhere for work.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I love it. I mean, we'll talk about the things we like, things we don't, and I'd love to get your first timer perspective. But going through some of the specifics, this is I pulled it up here. This is attendance was just over 19,000, which is up 8% from last year.
Okay.
Still not quite hitting the numbers they were at pre-COVID.
Yeah.
They had over almost 8,000 scheduled events, over 400 exhibitors, up 26% from last year, and over 6,000 checkouts out of their giant game library.
Game library was pretty hot. Like, I feel like they did a really good job of stocking the game library with what people wanted because stuff was coming and going the whole time. So you saw more people at the game library than I think I've ever seen. Most of the time we're just bringing our own games, but yeah, it was pretty packed over there.
And they had a lot of copies of all the hot stuff, like that. What's the racing game? Hot Streak or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
Hot Streak. Yeah,
Hot
yeah,
There's
we'll
like
Streak.
talk. We'll
6
talk about
copies
that
I
guy.
got.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So kind of just your overall impressions, and Zazu, you kind of sit where I'm at. You've been to Gen Con, you've been to Origins, you've been to PAX U, right? The three big ones of the United States.
Yeah.
So Origins has slipped to number 3. At one point, they were 1 for a
Yeah.
number of years. Then they've been 2 until PAX U took them over here in the last few years. So, kind of, what's your general vibe impression, like kind of like overall of Origins?
Mhm.
Overall, it was cool. The gaming section, which I sometimes don't get to be a part of because we're running around doing our media stuff, was it was everything you want. There's a bunch of people in there, a bunch of games to play. They weren't running you out early or hassling you about anything,
Yeah.
which we've had at some of the other conventions. So I enjoyed it. The booths were cool. The media people running it were super accommodating. Something I've had issues with at Gen Con that
Yeah.
they're working on. And then the accessibility to kind of get around. There's more people, more stuff going on in the other 2 cities at that time, so you can't
Mhm.
get around that easy. But I feel like it was pretty easy to get anywhere you needed to go quickly and get back to the game. So I can't complain.
Yeah, yeah. I think the only issue that they run into with this convention is parking. I heard from multiple people parking was a disaster. Even though it wasn't super crowded, the automated parking was actually charging more than they said and
Oh.
timing out quicker,
Uh-oh.
which is really terrible. So
Yeah, that's
yeah.
not great.
That's a city issue, I think, more than anything.
Yeah.
Somebody was about to be charged. I think it was 24-hour parking. They got to hour 18 and they got a notification on their phone that your 24 hours is almost up. And it was like,
Yikes.
you're like 6 hours off. What are you talking about? So
Yeah.
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 I mean, so I've been at Origins, right, when it was at the highest of highs, when the big companies were here, everybody was repped, like there were huge game releases. There was that point in time where Plan B was
Plan B. That's the one I
like
remember.
every year. There
Every
was
year.
like, oh, you get the new Century game. Oh, you
Yep.
get the new Century. You get the new Pretzel game from them. Tons of big guys that used to be there that aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so Origins is like, it's like Origins and then PAX U and then Gen Con as far as like intensity. Like
Yeah.
intensity of the amount of people, the amount of exhibitors, the ability to see people. I remember Grant a few years back when I told him at Origins, like, hey, I'll see you at Gen Con. He said, no, you won't. Like, if you see me, it's going to be a, hey, how's it going? Like, Gen Con is chaos. Like, it really is.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there. And Origins feels a little more like some of the Dice Tower cons, feels a little more like a bigger Tantrum con, right? Where you, but like, how many times do we see each other unintentionally, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
You
can
we
run
would
into
be
each other
walking
real
somewhere,
easy.
run into each other. Yeah. So
whereas Gen Con, if I try and like run into you, Zazu, what are the chances?
Slim.
Yeah. It's not going to happen.
And see, I that's not the experience that I want. I know. So for my experience this year, it felt bigger than it was last year, but it never felt crowded. And so I think that's a question Dom 2D is asking. The space, I feel like the halls were, you could move through them nicely. It was pretty easy to navigate. It never felt overly crowded. There were a couple Origins like back 2018, 2019 that felt crowded. Like Erin literally had issues with the amount of people that she was surrounded by, just interacting with. And this past two haven't really been that crazy. So not a long wait to play games. I mean, sometimes you'd wait on something to get checked back in. But I mean, if you wanted to sit down and play a game, I think How to Save a World over at Kids Table was the only one that we couldn't get time to play. They were running limited demos. We didn't sign up for anything. And every time we went to jump in, somebody else jumped in.
I was going to bring that, but I didn't know if anybody wanted to play it.
Yeah, we would have played it. We were interested in it, but we haven't haven't played it yet. Though.
Yeah.
So,
What's interesting too, you talk about demos, like at Origins, they're actively trying to grab people, like, hey, come check this game out.
Yeah.
Where like Gen Con and PAX U, you're like, I guess maybe if I stand here and hover, there's a chance I can, get in and have a seat. So yeah, you got a much better chance of playing stuff, meeting designers and meeting some people there from the companies.
Something that a couple companies have done that I really appreciate is they've brought their exhibitor area outside of the exhibitor hall. You saw that from BA Games. BA Games had a whole demo section. They didn't have an exhibitor booth. Queen Games again this year did that. Queen Games had their own little section. All Play had two. All Play had their primary in the exhibitor hall, and then they had a whole gaming area where you could still buy their product. All Play did a great job, as always, of being in two places and allowing people to get whatever they needed and play whatever they wanted. So
what's crazy with those setups is at Gen Con, out in the hall, you don't even need a badge. There's so many rooms for each publisher has like huge demo space and buy stuff. Like you didn't need a badge for that area, right, Zazu? I'm trying to think. Like, if you stayed out in the you know what I mean, the hall.
Pretty sure you could get in the hotels even. Like,
the hotels had tons of stuff.
You could be in a hotel the whole time and never go in. I met a group of guys the first year I went, and then met up with them the second time, and they said that we haven't bought a badge in like 6 years. They're
tailgating.
No point.
Essentially.
Like,
yeah.
They're tailgating.
Somebody goes in and grabs the stuff they want, and then they sit in the halls at the Marriott.
That's not a bad gig, because I wouldn't want to deal with the crowds, So if I was there just to play games, so
we talked a little bit about some of the vendors. What was your impression, as we kind of look at specific stuff, of the vendor hall, as far as like vendors that were there, the stuff they were selling? Kind of what were your thoughts on what you saw?
Definitely some wasted space for sure. And I get, like, you got to set stuff up, you got to set prices, and then prices change, and they know the size of these companies. Like, why not let a little publisher get a cheap table? The space is there. You can only help the industry grow. So I feel like that was a miss, especially being part of Gamma, where they're trying to grow the industry. Like, why not help a small publisher out, get them in the hall, get them some exposure, make a program out of it. And then the art stuff, I love walking by and seeing the art. I know a couple people thought too much, but they bought the table, and it's not like they weren't selling things. And then my biggest thing was the booth, or the area they set aside for getting signed copies of stuff and talking to designers.
I didn't even see that area at all.
It was huge. It was in the middle, and I saw one person there one time, and I don't know. I thought maybe it looked like they were gonna have a concert in the middle of the hall. Is what it it was so much space the way it was set up, and it was just empty. I kept walking by it, like looking around, like they could have put a sign or something. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that what that was.
Yeah, it was a miss. Wow. It was a swing and a miss for sure.
Yeah.
Now that space last year had Eric Lang, Elizabeth Hargrove. Like, it had some people that were waiting in lines for designers, like legit setup. But this year, it just kind of seemed like wasted space.
Yeah. I think what I noticed this year was some of the smaller publishers, and Envyborn Games is the one that I immediately think of. They had a small space, but they did a lot with it, and it was an end space, like at the end of a row, not at the end of a row, but right before one of those breakpoints. And I think that there were a lot of small publishers who did a really good job of presenting their product. Even some of the ones that shared booth space. I saw a couple that like they shared a booth space with Levity and Envyborn. They shared a space together. And so I think that there were plenty of smaller publishers that did a really good job of presenting themselves and put themselves in a really good position in the hall. So I appreciated that, because there are times when I'd rather spend some time at a smaller publisher and see what they're about, get to know them better, so that I can build a relationship long term with them.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many dice vendors at Origins. Like, it feels
There were a
like dice
lot
are
of
just
dice
like
vendors.
legit a huge amount. And I mean, I don't think they come back unless they're selling dice, right? So they're
I
consistent.
bought 2 sets last year,
Mhm.
but like I don't have a need for 2 to 3 sets of dice
Yeah.
every year. I buy them every couple of years at best.
That being said, Origins has some of the most RPG events that I've seen
Yes.
at some of these. So they're getting people who are looking for dice, and that's
Yeah,
I mean, that's a
yeah.
legit thing. But yeah, it's kind of echoing the same thing I said. Lots of empty spaces. I love seeing artists personally. I would love in that like autograph area. Give me like some of the best board game artists. Bring them in. Bring in the Miko. Bring in Tool. Bring in some of
Yeah,
those guys.
yeah.
Let them sit there and draw art. The guy who does all the root art, I saw him at PAX a couple of years ago at Leader Games booth, and he had a line 30 people deep. We're waiting
Yeah.
for like a quick sketch for $20 on the inside of their game box.
I would rather meet an artist than a designer for some
Yeah,
reason.
I'd be
think
all
that's-
over that. Yeah,
I- not to
do Trey sitting
yeah.
there doing sketches? Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm signing
yeah,
up to pay for
100%.
that.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it'd be super cool. I used to do art events a lot of times, and they would come with like sketches that they had already done. So like the mock
yeah.
drafts of like games,
Oh
like
yeah.
like that would sell for as much as the game. If it's someone's favorite game and you
Yeah.
get some concept art, like I think that'd be
For
super
sure.
cool. But just have a board and or something like just something to fill the space and something unique. Maybe I'll talk to him.
You
No,
look
Bob
at
signed autographs.
Kickstarter. What now?
Bob said he signed autographs.
He
Oh.
paid somebody to give them his signature.
Yeah, I stood in an empty stall and actually signed 2 autographs. That's good. That's
How much
good.
did you pay them?
Yeah. So
It was
yeah.
me. It was me.
It was me. I was doing it as a friend. So Kyle Farron. Who is Kyle Farron?
I'm gonna guess a board game artist. I just don't recognize the name.
I don't recognize that. It's from PAX. So
lucky.
So this
board
this
game
is-
artist. Oh yeah. Leader Games artist.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. So I'm an artist too. What would you like the artist to sell at cons? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. I think some of that prototype art sounds really good. Honestly, like anything that would be an exclusive, because you could, you look at posters, these posters that are limited run posters do really, really well on Kickstarter and stuff like that. So I think having limited run things, because even I got the alternative art Skull King promos for a friend of mine. And I was excited to get those alternative art Skull King promos because it's his favorite game,
Yep.
So it's just one of those things where like having alternative art or limited art or something that's a Origin exclusive, that's a big deal. That's important. So, yeah. So there we go. Hank was the one. I got Bob's signature, but he paid me to get it. There we go. So
that makes sense. Now I know.
That
Now we
checks
all
out.
know.
Checks
yeah,
out.
yeah. That's how you can make money at these cons. So
that was the exhibit
yeah.
hall,
Yep.
right? Or the vendor hall. So what was a game you played at Origins that surprised you? And I left it a surprise. That could be positive or negative in crust, right? Like what was a game that surprised you, Zazu?
Ryan actually pulled me over to play it, but it was is it Jam Sumo or Sumo Jam?
Jam Sumo.
Jam Sumo. Yeah, that was like Crokinhole's fine. I've played it once, and my buddy has it. That's part of our local group. So when I go over there, we'll play it. But I've never had the thought cross my mind to buy a Crokinhole set.
Lord. Oh, okay.
But that game there, Sumo
But this
Jam,
was your
like,
jam.
Yeah, I was like, that was
Jam Sumo.
legit.
Jam Sumo.
Jam Sumo. I was like, I'll play that. I'll
Yeah.
purchase that.
So I was taking a chance on this one because I've met some people who don't care for it. They're just like, it's fine. But I was like, so it was Alex from Might I Suggest a Game. It was Ryan from Game Boy Geek.
Game Boy.
And then it was Zazu. And it was before the hall opened Thursday morning, media only. And I said, hey, let me show you something real fast because this was one of my favorite buys from last year. And so I said, let me show you Jam Sumo real quick. And I was like, they're going to love it or hate it. And man, it was like people yelling. Everybody had their phones out filming things. Other people were stopping to film us.
Yeah.
It was wild. It was fun.
That's great.
So,
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yep.
They should have paid us to play. We got
dude, yeah.
got some marketing videos out of
I do
that.
a promotional Jam Sumo, Brown Castle board games. Brown Castle games. Check them out. So my surprise was no loose ends. Gamehead. This is our meeting with Paul Solomon was very interesting. It was basically on the floor of the convention, out in the hallway, out of a suitcase. That was our meeting with Paul. But no loose ends was immediately. It's a trick taking game, and actually Bob, that's his too.
Same thing for Bob.
Yeah, same thing for Bob. This one is really fun. We've played it probably every other night since we've been back home.
Oh, wow.
It's a trick taking game, pretty straightforward, but you're bidding by putting down evidence in front of you. And if you can't cover your evidence by the tricks that you take, you actually are getting negative points. And there's a mechanic in there about someone at the table can become a snitch. And if they snitch and they bid 0 and get 0, everybody's negative points are doubled. And so I really liked it. Aaron taught it last night to a group of people. They loved it. It's really good. So
What's the catch-up mechanic like if you're getting double the negatives?
So double the negatives. Every negative is -1, so you're just getting -2 instead.
Okay,
but it's just enough so the snitch gets 10 points straight up. But because they bid 0 and got 0, they get 10 points straight up for the round, but everybody else that missed their books is getting that double negative, which is a nice little, if you can make it happen, it feels really good. But if you don't, it's just utter failure. So
don't want utter failure.
Where are y'all at on trick taking games? I fell into the Marvel hole. It's too many. Too much. You gotta take a break.
I can't cover them all. I think card shedding games is where I'm getting a little weary. I've played 5.
Over trick taking?
Yeah, I don't know. Trick taking, I'm still okay.
So much trick taking.
Yeah. Card shedding, I think I've played probably 5 new card shedding games just in the first 6 months. And I'm like, they all feel pretty similar. And I think that's the problem, so. They feel a little too trick taking.
I enjoy trick taking. I enjoy the mechanic. It's fine. It's great. I have a great time playing them. I'm just tired of literally. I felt like half our meetings, people were like, "Here's our next 3 trick takers coming out."
That is 100%.
I'm like, what? Why there's so many of them?
That's exactly it.
If it's something cool and unique, I love it. I'm excited. Yes, I've got Vegas. Yes, I got fishing. I enjoy them, right? I love card shedding too. I don't feel like I'm seeing nearly as much card shedding.
I feel like I'm seeing too many card shedding.
I have seen quite a few card shedding, but I prefer card shedding to trick taking.
Really?
But I did tell 2 publishers when we had our meetings, I was letting them know. I was like, if you want to get more black people playing board games, trick taking is the way to go. It's just like a lot of the card games that get played at my family reunions.
Yeah.
It's trick taking. So that's the only reason I even purchased them, because I'm like, I don't really bring them out for my game nights because I'm like, there's so many of them. I play them all the time.
Yeah.
But when I go to a family reunion or hang out with fam, I'll bring them because I know they're gonna be able to get the rules quickly because it's something familiar.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For me, the biggest surprise was a game I was gonna buy before we came, but I really wanted to try it. And that was the one you already mentioned, which was Hot Streak. And Hot Streak was hilarious, amazing. I bought it, Ryan, so you're getting a chance to play it.
Okay.
But oh my gosh, it was the best parts of Ready Set Bet with a little bit of weird kind of sneaky programming.
Yeah.
It felt like Camel Cup on steroids. It was just,
I'd play that.
it was crazy and it was funny. It was silly. Everybody was really getting into it. And honestly, when you roll the mat out of the box, I think that alone, people are like, wait, what? What's going on?
Yeah. Nice
it rivals in its silliness. And I loved that.
Yeah.
I think the shining piece, I mean, besides the aesthetics and all that, was the quickness of the betting process.
Oh yeah.
It's very just like done.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Like,
Okay.
I feel like all the other betting games, you're like, it's like a little more complex than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Like more complex than betting in real life.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, yeah, they really nailed it on
That's
that.
cool. I need to check it out. That was one that I missed playing. I missed playing it because I was in the Bingo finals. Le Plateau from Brown
Le
Castle.
Plateau.
Yes.
Le Plateau. Le Plateau.
Yeah, that was actually so interesting one. A lot of people around us bought it.
Yeah.
I went in, that was like my number 2 item that I was going to purchase. I had like a list of like top 5. This is what I'm going to buy. We're going to figure this out. That was number 2 on my list. The problem is after we got the demo, I was like, I know the 4 people I would play this with. And if I have to teach this over and over, I'm not going to enjoy it because I feel like if I'm teaching new players how to play this game and try to, oh, I get it now after the first game, I'm not going to want to play it,
Did Bob get it? I think he got it.
Bob is going to buy it. So
Okay,
I'm glad
that's
somebody around here is going to have it because I want to play it,
Yeah.
but I don't want to own it because I don't want to teach it over and over and over and over. So
Is that an old game or a new game?
it's so Brown Castle, the Jam Sumo is an old game. Jam Sumo is a game from 2012 or something from
Okay.
Gavin Birnbaum.
Okay.
So what they do is they basically are taking games that already exist, making amazing centerpieces using the woodwork that they do and re-releasing them. And they're doing a wonderful
And it
job.
had kind of a fun area control aspect to it with the trick taking.
Yeah. And it's got layers to it, which I really like. But I know that me as the owner of the game, I would have to teach it over and over and over. And I already have to teach so many games. I'd rather just like play it with people who know how to play it.
For sure.
So, yeah.
So favorite, yeah, a little higher learning curve for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Favorite gaming experience from Origin. Favorite moment. I said gaming. Favorite moment from Origins this year.
Favorite moment.
Beating Ryan and I at Battle for Hoth.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was a good moment, man.
Yeah, you and Aaron beat us, man.
Destroyed these scrubs over here. They
We did not do very
they
well.
were playing
No.
checkers and we were playing chess.
Oh man, I wasn't even playing checkers. Barely tic tac toe.
I was trying to read the cards. So they murdered us.
No, that was fun. I did enjoy that, and I played Memoir 44 like one time. But it was funny. I remember that battle mechanic that they have now is just that's like the standard. Like
Straightforward.
I don't understand why people stray so far away from
Yeah.
that.
Yep, it works.
Yeah.
Works well.
Yep.
So simple, so easy to use, so easy to
I
teach.
thought it would be way more difficult than it was, and after playing it, I was like, "No, I need to own this."
Yeah, pretty straightforward.
So, yeah.
I didn't realize how hyped up the Hobbit stuff was. I would have tried harder to get over there and play it. I'd heard a little bit about it, but I thought it wasn't coming out for a while. Did y'all get to try?
I did not.
I did not. No. 2 a.m. I'm the boss. Hank said.
Yeah.
That was a good. That was good. I didn't even play, and I had a good time watching y'all.
Yeah, that was
slap those cards down with authority.
Bob's wasn't even in the con hall.
Yeah,
the
Jordan
Heat
4s.
Archive.
Yeah, the Jordan 4s you got was nice. Heat Archive was sweet. It was a resale shoe joint we went to. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite, Zazu? Or was it beating us at Battle of Hoth? I don't want to assume.
Real quick, Rick, coming in here. Glad you made this show, Ryan. I missed a podcast earlier today because I was working. Not all of us have the entire summer to just sit on our butts and drink lemonade.
I think that late night table was it was multiple nights, but yeah, like gaming all night with you guys at the table over there and behind the escalators. That was just sitting and having a good time. No hustle and bustle.
We had some good ones out over there till we could barely keep our eyes open.
Nice. I think mine goes to, unfortunately, Hank and I met in the final match at the Bino tournament, and I had to take Hank down. It was we dropped off. A Zazu dropped. Let's see.
Oh, yikes!
There we go. Up. Now we lost Isaac. What is happening?
Mine, my thing popped up for me to reload because it lost. I think it was just the chat that it lost. I don't know why.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Where you at, Isaac? Okay. We're all back.
All right, cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think my favorite moment was I had about 4 or 5 guys come up to me after the Bino tournament, just said thank you for doing this and let's make it bigger next year. And
Nice.
I think that really meant a lot to me because this was something that I just threw together. Didn't have a ton of like we didn't have the space that we needed. We really could have. We needed a room and stuff. Next year, it's going to be bigger and better. So I'm really excited about next year. But I'm glad that people trusted me with their Friday night. Spend 2 hours hanging out playing Bino. So that was that meant a lot. You're muted. You have no audio.
No audio.
How about now?
There we go.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah, I would agree with
Rick.
with what everybody's saying. Yeah, all the stuff we played, Ruins, Ink and Gold. Our game of Ink and Gold was wild. I just looked up the scores. Zazu and I finished with a strong 0 for our game of Ink and Gold. That was pitiful. But yeah, that's just like I love the late night gaming. I love posting because I haven't seen Daryl Andrews. I feel like the last couple cons I've been at because he's usually the one's out late with us. But yeah, it's fun. We used to have a spot upstairs. We kind of found a nice little spot by those escalators, nice table. People mainly left us alone, and just that's what these cons. Like no matter big or small, like to me, it's the games we like. That's great, but it's the people we love and getting to hang out with the people that I'm there for is what it's all about. All
100%, 100%. So Rick's been hassling me, thanking me for a tournament I ran and won the prize for. Listen, I've every time I run something with Bino, I suck at it, and I'm usually out like in the top in that top portion. This is the first time I've ever actually done well at it, so I don't feel bad. So,
last one, then we'll get to our pick 5 thoughts on, because I see this a lot in the Origins chat. There's an Origins unofficial group on Facebook, and there's a lot of complaints, a lot of them on BGG about Origins being a preview con. That everybody said, I go to a booth and they're like, check these games out. Oh, maybe you can get them at Gen Con. Maybe you can get them in fourth quarter. Maybe you can get them on Kickstarter. And so what are your thoughts? Like, is that something that bums you out if somebody says, oh, I know as content creators, most of the stuff we're playing, I'm like, is this going to come out ever? Is it going to come out in 2 years? I don't know. Right. But like, and for a consumer, do you think that's like it's a negative thing, positive? Do you think like, where do you sit with the idea of Origins being a preview convention?
You gotta preview your stuff. Like every movie has a trailer, like I get it.
Absolutely.
I'm cool with it. I did not like it before I was doing content because like just like with movies, like don't get me excited about a movie that comes out next year,
Yeah.
I'm not pre-ordering like movie tickets. I usually don't pre-order games anymore. But yeah, I mean, I get it, but I don't love it. I'd rather just like, oh, that was a great game. How much is it? Where can I pick it up?
Yeah.
Which is why I love how like All Play does it. They kind of keep their cards close to the vest, and the stuff that they have to sell, they're right there demoing.
Yeah.
I think that's part of why they're so successful.
Yeah, no doubt. I get that people are frustrated. It is a little frustrating because I'm never going to go to Gen Con. Like probably never going to go to Gen Con. It's too big of a convention. It doesn't sound like anything that I would want to do. It's not in my wheelhouse. I'm just like, no, I'm fine. I'd rather not. And so I I wish that I could get my hands on some of that stuff. Instead, I wait, 6 weeks and I get it at retail, or whatever. So it does suck. And for the people, I think part of it is also that people who have been there for a long time feel like it's declined because of that. Because we were used to, so 2017, 2018, 2019, we were used to big game releases. Like, hey, my first convention, I think my first or second Origins, I sat next to Emerson Masucci and didn't know who he was. Like, it was the year that Century Spice Road, the second one, entered. And so I'm sitting there playing this word game, and this guy goes, "I'm terrible at word games." And I'm like, "Oh, hey, I'm Ryan. Who are you?" He's like, "Emerson." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Your name is all over the place here," because his games were releasing that year. And so I think people who are used to the big game releases that Origin had years ago, it's sad for them. It doesn't feel like it used to. And for people like me, I'm not going to Gen Con. So I don't really have any other option, So,
well, Bob's got a good point there too. Like, him and I demoed Call of Duty. I remember sitting there at Origin 3 years ago.
Yes.
And he was geeked about it. Not his kind of game, but he was super excited.
He was super pumped.
And he still waited on the thing, right? Like,
who had that?
It's Arcane.
Oh, really?
And so I totally agree, right? There's a lot of people I used to see at these conventions, a lot of big companies, a lot of big designers that have come and gone. But some of those companies have just come and gone too.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
And so instead, like, I also get excited about seeing somebody you mentioned, like Envyborn, seeing Matthew there, getting a bigger presence, getting an audience around him, right? Getting to talk with Ammon, who I didn't really know, but like super excited just to get to know him a little better.
100%.
Yeah. There are a heck of a lot of games to buy in that exhibitor hall. You don't have to, you could play nothing but, not coming out till next year games, but there's still so many things you could take home that are great games.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's okay. But I think there gets to be this point. I can't remember this section exactly, but there's a section in Ezra or in the Bible where it says like they couldn't tell a difference between the old guys crying and the young guys cheering because blended in one sound. Like, I feel like that's where we're at. We've got people who are like lamenting how sad they are and people who are so excited about the convention, and it all just turns into convention noise. Yeah. And like, if you don't like it, it really is okay. They had 19,000 people. They'll be okay without one or two others.
Yep.
But if you enjoy it, I think they're building a brand that they don't need to be the biggest anymore. They don't even need to be the second biggest. They're trying to find their niche, which is play games, find some cool exhibitors, find a bunch of cool geeky stuff in a very chill environment compared to Gen Con, compared to PAX U. I mean, Zazu, we've stood in that PAX U line on a Saturday morning. I mean, it's hours to get in that convention hall. Yeah. Like, it's frustrating how long that line is at PAX U just to get in the door from outside. And here you just walk in like it's nothing. Down the elevator from my room, boom, it's like Tantrum Con, right? I'm right there.
Which is what we like about it.
Yeah.
That was 100%. One of the cool things. All the door, it's a living, breathing convention center. Like, every door is accessible. Like, you can get in, get out, go eat. There's no like, oh no, you need to go a mile that way and take a right and go in through the other door because this one's. I'm like, what? Like, which is PAX, you gotta.
Even when we were late, we were running late to a meeting because we were like, oh man, which area is this? And like, still, it only took us a couple minutes to get where we needed to go. I mean, it didn't feel like we were checking across the world just to do this, So,
and back to the seeing new stuff and I think it's just dumb on the part of some of these publishers. Like in music, you would pray that nobody else was releasing when you were releasing. How much money do people come to spend like at Gen Con? Like, just getting there is so expensive. Like, I'm sure you're only gonna get one or two big releases. If you can release at a decent sized convention, then I think it just makes business sense to try to dodge the Gen Con crowd.
Yep. Becky said it can be a bummer to get caught up in the hype of a demo, not be able to buy it. We now assume it will launch at Gen Con unless there's a big stack of games, which is true. That's kind of the standard now. And honestly, I've heard representatives from Gamma say that they want to give initiatives or like give incentives.
To launch.
Incentives to launch at Origins, because it was like that in the past, and I think that people want that again. So.
Well, even the ones that are launching at Gen Con last year, some of the hottest titles they barely had. They'd have we got 200 copies of this. Like
100%.
It's gone in 5 minutes, right? Like 100%. That's not gonna last. And so, but yeah, I agree. Well, Becky also runs into the getting caught up in the hype of a game because we get all these early content creator copies, and I'm like, this will be out in 2 years. Sorry.
How many games did you go home with? I came home with about 20, I think.
I'd say it was about the same, probably.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range. So
not 10 or 12 for me.
10 or 12. Yeah. I didn't go crazy. I bought a couple that I really wanted.
A lot of small stuff, though, for me.
Yeah. Smaller box for sure. But let's talk about some of this stuff.
Oh, Game Chat presents?
Game
Pick
Chat
five.
presents.
Hold up.
Pick 5.
Hold
I
Hold
know.
Hold up.
Oh, jeez.
Hold up.
Zazu, this is where Isaac shows us the graphic that he created while he was sitting in traffic on his phone.
No, I did this last night. While we were watching.
It's premeditated.
We were watching the Minecraft movie last night. With Ethan.
Yeah,
a hilarious movie.
Okay, I've heard good things about it.
I enjoyed it. As long as you know it's going to be dumb, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. I go into it with that.
Yeah, go into it knowing it's dumb.
All right, Game Chat presents Pick 5. These are golly. Okay. Let's see what we got here. We got long-haired Ryan in there. We got Bino at the Eiffel Tower, upside down. Ryan's face. Why is there so much of me and one of you in a mask?
I'm in 2. There's a picture of me, you, and Zazu.
Oh yeah, me and you. Oh, Zazu's in there. Look at that.
Yeah, remember he was standing right between us.
That's a really good Photoshop.
Yeah, he was.
I remember taking that photo.
He was way behind. Do you know who's in between us in that picture? Actually,
who?
Who would you guess? Somebody really short.
Oh, it's. Yeah. So is that Ascadelia?
Yeah. No, it's Bree.
Oh, it's Bree.
Okay. Hiding in there.
It was either Ascadelia or Bree. Those were the two guesses. Oh, the black shoulder. So she was wearing a black shirt. I should have guessed that. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So Bree over at Arcade.
Rick, listen, you may not be wrong.
So. All right, so
Game Chat presents Pick 5. 5 games I loved from Origins 2025. Doesn't mean you bought it there. Doesn't mean it was an exclusive release. It's something you played that you really enjoyed at Origins 2025. And we'll go one at a time. Zazu around clockwise.
Take Time. The unreleased Asmodee game was fire. That's going to be like game of the year for sure.
Oh, okay. That's the one we didn't get to play because we had another meeting.
It's awesome. Like, it's just, you can sit down with a group of people, teach them in 30 seconds, and play it, kind of set up kind of the crew-esque.
Okay.
Hanabi with the picking and playing without being able to see, other people, not Hanabi. But everybody doesn't know what you're doing. You're basically putting out numbers, and they have to be in order as they go around. Simple rules, iconography, not really any words, but beautiful for a game that doesn't need any aesthetics at all to be good. They went ahead and made it pretty.
That's cool.
We skipped
that's one. We didn't get to pick. We had to go to a meeting, so we missed on that one. So since you're going unreleased, I'm going to go unreleased. Cats versus Cucumbers. This one.
That looked cool.
Adorable.
Eamon and Melanie Anderson did this one. So it's him and his wife's first game credit. They developed this. He did the artwork. Really cute. This one actually comes to Kickstarter next month, and so watch for it. We're going to have some content for it. You're basically press your luck, trying to get your cats to score as many points as possible. You can snatch treats, you can scratch cats and push them back. You can try to get the highest boxes. The boxes are ordered with different numbers in it. A really cute game, and you bust if you get 3 cucumbers. You can actually collect cucumber tokens to redo a turn, which is pretty cute. So, yep.
Right on.
gonna start with the game I was waiting years to get in my hands and love so much. Red Letter, Yellow Letter, sure to be in my top 10 this year.
Yes.
I absolutely love this game. It's so much fun. We've played it a bunch since I've brought it home. Nathan Thornton, one of the best designers in the world, from
So
it's going to be a Gen Con release, but also very cool. Chad brings a handful of Gen Con releases, small portion of them, so you can have a chance to buy them. And the best thing is the way this game, like, it flips on the back when you flip it over, Ryan. So
Terrible.
It's not
You're awful.
lined up. All right. Number 2.
Becky sharing her list.
Oh, yeah.
CDSK. CDSK Butterfly Garden Ecosystem Savannah. And then Tacta. Tacta is so amazing. Red Letter, Yellow Letter. Great list, Becky.
Great list. Good
I
picks.
played 3 of those while there. For me, Bites, old one. It's actually all played back when
for a while.
Back
Old
before.
Board game tables, yeah.
Board game table, yeah. Ask Delia was like showing me the stuff, and she's like, "This is actually one of my favorites. It's kind of old, and I've played it like 2 or 3 times already, and everybody's enjoyed it." Mondo was crying because I destroyed him at it, but
Nice.
I love to see Mondo cry.
We played it Thursday night at our game night, and yeah, it was a good time. She loaded me up
Very
with
cool.
promos. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going with Jam Sumo. One of my favorite things was playing Jam Sumo with you guys at the booth. Jam Sumo is still a fantastic game. If you don't know about this one, Brown Castle games, this is just such a fun game. You're trying to sink dice into the hole in Jam, and then you're trying to knock other players' dice off the board in Sumo. You play Jam, then Sumo, or multiple Jam sessions, then multiple Sumo sessions. However you want. Play it however you want. It's really fun. It's a real flexible game that plays up to 6 players, which is so
nice. Becky mentioned it. Ryan loved it. I had to grab it as soon as I saw it. It was Tacta. Tacta's so good. It's so simple.
Such a good game.
Give me a card game that's different. That's what Tacta does. It's not your trick taker. It's not your card shedder. It is a unique game with a beautiful table presence.
Yes.
Absolutely love this one.
And not everybody knows this, but there's variants of Tactic coming out throughout the rest of this year.
There's like 5 just in the rule book.
I've played one that is coming soon, and it is very good.
Who makes Tacta?
The Op.
The Op.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You know some of those people over there.
Yeah, I'll have to get a copy from them.
Stop making the guys cry over there.
That's why it's not showing you that game.
Just gotta let it out, you know. My number 3 is Ryan's number 2. That Jam Sumo.
Yep.
Yeah. So keep it rolling.
Do you want me to show you the secret of like opening?
Oh, that was the cool part. The
storage is gorgeous on that thing.
Storage,
so good.
Gotta love the storage.
Clicks back into place.
I wonder if I can 3D print one of those.
I don't know.
Probably not.
Number 3. Let's go with number 3. One that I don't have access to. Roth. This one is from Chip Theory Games. I was passing by the Chip Theory Games booth, saw it on the table. This Manny Tremblay did the artwork. It is neon. It is crazy. It is gorgeous looking, and it reminds me of a lot like Radlands, the color palette that they used. It's such a cool area control game. It's more simple than it looks. But it is probably the most pure area control game I've played in a long time. Like every faction has their own special ability, special like players. The dice represent players that have more than 1 health. All the other little players are little tokens, and they all have 1 health each, so it's easy to kill them off. Really, really cool. Love the art, love the style. Roth, you're going to see more about it on our channel in coming weeks.
Very nice. Looks very cool.
They said area control, and I kept walking. The wife will not play area control.
So Aaron likes area control a lot, actually. So I'm glad that that's one she did enjoy it. She played it with us.
Nice. What are we on? Number 3?
Number 3.
Number 3 comes from other than Nathan Thornton, one of my all-time favorite designers, and she's got some bangers coming out real soon. But this is part 2 to my favorite game of hers, Blob Party Neon Lights, the second iteration of Blob Party. It's got some glow-in-the-dark blob stuff, which is great, but it's got a slew of more questions,
Nice
topics. I love this game. This is Pam Walls. She has another game coming from Chad in the future that I'm super excited about.
Very cool.
Yeah, just some cool stuff from Pam.
How'd you get a hold of that copy of Blob Party?
So Pam got a hold of WizKids and told them to get a hold of me. And,
nice. Okay.
They said, hey, this designer would like us to work with you. I'm like, I've been working with you guys since I started. But there's such a carousel of people through there.
Exactly. Nobody knows.
Nobody knew me, and I didn't know them. So we got I'm trying to get the ball rolling again, but
cool.
We'll see.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Right on. Number 4 for me. And this is for
Terrible Quest.
All play, and it's literally the mechanic. It's ripping paper.
It's quick. It's
quick, simple.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, that's cool. You don't see a lot of new stuff going on like this. So.
Precision paper ripping.
Yeah.
So
I had to throw that in there. I just like, man,
I enjoy it.
It's cool.
And you remember the price point?
Price point's $9.99.
$9.
Yeah, that's the
crazy.
right price for that game.
Yeah.
It's fun. That is a car ride game. That's
a
throw
good
it
gift.
in there. We're going on a car trip.
Good gift
as we go.
Just have a trash bag for all the little paper.
Oh,
right.
Always.
Or just throw it on the floor like my kids do.
How dare you?
So this is Mythical Dice. This one's really fun. So this is Skull King, the dice game. This was brought over by Hachette. Yellow Games published it also cooperatively, I guess. Randolph. Everybody. There's a bunch of publishers. Anyway, this is if you like Skull King, if you like throwing dice, if you don't mind just a crazy stupid amount of luck, this is fun. Mythical dice, you don't take it too seriously. Everybody's bidding on the dice that they have pulled from the bag and then see what happens. So it's been really fun. We've played it 4 or 5 times since we've been back.
Rick asked the name. I just showed it again. It's Terrible Quest.
Terrible.
And Ascadelia told us, she was responsible for the name. So it's perfect name.
Sweet puns.
Oh, sweet puns. This is an old game I picked up. I've really enjoyed it. It's a dexterity game. I picked it up at the flea market for literally like $2. Catch the Moon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the ladder. Yeah.
2012. All right, it's got a few years on it.
Oh, it's that old?
Yeah, really enjoyed this one. I played it a couple times, and it was a great new addition to my collection.
I should have went to that flea market.
Oh, this was the BGG online one, virtual one. The actual flea market they had was the stuff that didn't sell in the virtual flea market. So there wasn't a lot of good stuff in there. And it was hidden. It was in a weird spot.
Yeah, that was the consignment sale, right?
Yeah. It wasn't. It was fine.
Yeah.
Number 5. Dun dun dun.
How to Save a World.
How to Save a World. Look at that beauty.
Yeah. I haven't yet to open it. We're supposed to play it this week. The peeps are back in town. They were begging to play it. Summer vacation and all that.
That's definitely one that I want to play.
So. Yeah, I've been waiting. I demoed it 2 years ago, I think.
Okay.
It was one of the first first or second kind of exclusive. I'm like, oh man, I'm a content creator now. I'm getting to see stuff that doesn't exist. And, I really enjoyed it. I was like, when's it coming out? And he told me like, oh well, in a year we're gonna do that. I was like, I can't post this, dude. And he's just like, no, I just wanted to get some thoughts. And I think they quoted me on the Kickstarter, maybe.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I was all the way behind the scenes on that one. So I've been waiting.
Yeah, Sean showed us that one. It looks really good. I like the flow of that game. Yeah.
It's really cool. It kind of reminds me of what's that? On Mars? It has a very light On Mars kind of feel to it.
Okay. I love On Mars. It's one of my favorite games.
Yeah, that's Isaac's jam.
So you're gonna love it. It's like a pared down. It's got all the collective stuff, and you're hopping from one section. You gotta get from one section to the other, and space. Like it has a bunch of through lines to that game. So
that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. one of my most anticipated games was Bebop. This was on my list of those top 5 that I wanted to pick up. Bought it, bought all the deluxe components, spent quite a bit of money on it, and I'm happy with my purchase.
Which is that the? Can you
This is
flip
from
Bitewing,
Bitewing
right?
Games. Yep.
I see the back
Bitewing
of the
game.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lined up. That's gross.
Yeah, I know.
Is that where you're setting up the venues? It's like a
Yeah.
outdoor concert. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
outdoor concert. You've got
Yeah.
jazz bands that are playing this outdoor concert. You're trying to group your stuff by family. You're getting points. You're making contiguous lines to carry on like point scoring. It's really good. It's not area control, but kind of area control. Dice placement. It's really I like it a lot. I played it 3 players the other day and
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. So I'm trying it at different player counts to see how it plays. So
There's I think they released that. I guess they were all music themed. They released that with a couple, like 2 or 3 others.
I don't know.
Um,
There might be. So because they've kind of done some Greek mythology stuff paired up with other stuff. I don't know. So, but yeah, Bebop. I was very happy with Bebop. We demoed it. It's funny. Robert Weberson Santiago did the artwork, which is one of my all-time favorites. Who is the designer? Robert Novakimin.
Oh yeah, one of my favorites.
So I'm standing there in front of this guy named Robert, talking to him, and I'm like, "You have access to that game Bebop?" And he's like, "Yeah, we'll have it out on the table." And I'm talking all about it, and I'm just blah blah blah. I didn't realize he was the designer. And I'm just sitting there saying, "Yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy it. I saw a review of it. There's not a lot of content on Bebop right now online, but I think I would really enjoy it." And he's like, "Okay." Doesn't say a word. Finally get to play it, and I turn around. I'm like, "You designed this?" And he was like, "Yep."
Shuffle and Swing is the other one that they released.
Shuffle and Swing. I did see that. Okay.
That one's good.
Okay.
I prefer that out of the 2. Honestly.
Okay. I haven't played
both
that.
good, but the other one, it's like multi-rondelle.
Okay.
Kind of bored.
That's also Ryan's pickleball nickname.
Shuffle and
Swing. Yep. Shuffle.
Right on.
My 5th and last would be.
That's a really good joke. I'm so sorry, Isaac.
How dare you? You could have just let it keep going.
No, that was a good one. I actually feel like you tried it that one, and it was good.
Every couple of years, one lands.
It lands.
Yep. See ya. Have a good night, guys.
Right. Jeez, man. I'm actually going to use that now. I'm using it. Shuffle and Swing.
My 5th was in our Asmodee preview of a bunch of stuff we couldn't take home, and that was 7 Wonders Dice Rolling Right. I don't remember what the title was. It just 7 Wonders Rolling Right? I don't remember. I enjoyed
Dice
it.
Or rolling? I think it was Dice.
Yeah, I feel like we got the stumble down the stairs intro to it,
Yes.
but I enjoyed it once I got the rhythm of what it was doing. I really had fun playing it.
5 turns in, when you know what you're doing, it was very good.
Yeah, it was good. Once you got the rhythm, it was good.
Yeah,
but lots of fun stuff.
Iconography art. They're gonna have to
differentiate
some things a little more, but then I'll be right there.
Pretty nice.
It'll fly.
Yeah. Stefan's great. I actually hung out with him quite a bit at a Tantrum Con last year.
He seemed like a cool dude.
Oh, he's awesome. He's awesome.
Very cool. All right, Rick. No cap, it was good. Probably more respectful to Ryan's pickleball.
Wow.
So Zazu, what have you been playing lately?
Other than all the things we just talked about, what have you been playing?
Something different.
Yeah.
I tried. I don't even remember the name of the game. We played some trick-taking game Thursday.
What trick-taking?
That the ops trying to bring over from
somewhere.
French place. I don't know, but it was pretty interesting. It was one of those games where like it's trick taking, but it was so weird that no one had that trick taking advantage that some people have that only play trick takers. So it was cool to kind of be a level playing field with everybody for the first couple rounds.
Nice.
I don't know the name of it, but
sounds
great. Yeah, then as soon as I play How to Save a World, that is going to be top of the list.
You'll have to tell us how you liked it.
So, yeah, definitely
for sure.
two of my plays this week. Countdown 3-2-1 countdown. We've been playing this one a lot. Card shedding. It's
good.
really good. Like it's really well done. Actually, this is you'll see this review hit on One Board Family this week. This one's from Grandpa Beck Games. I really like it. I think it's a really solid entry into their card series. I would put this right there with Skull King and Cover Your Assets. Like it's in that like trifecta of you should own this one. So and then Toy Battle, not a surprise because I actually wanted to buy this for my wife for Mother's Day. But this is a very good game. Me and Josiah played it yesterday, and then me and Aaron played it 3 times yesterday. It's a great game. And if they expand this, if they bring new factions and stuff, it's going to be even better. Like that thing has a future if they do it well. So
yeah, we might do that one tonight.
For me, we've been doing a lot of fishing. Now I finally got my copy. I've really enjoyed doing that. And another one that we didn't mention, but that we got a chance to play there, which was Llama Llama. Cute little
Llama.
Easy drafting card game. So we've been playing a couple of fun card games.
Yeah.
Got some llama-ing over there as well.
Yeah, that's one I want to play again.
Have you gotten the 50s yet?
No, God, no.
The first time I played, I got it in one.
Really?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
What's that? At Gamma. I played it at Gamma.
Okay.
It's like when I told my friend Ravita, I was like, yeah, so sea salt and paper so far nobody's ever gotten four mermaids. She was like this. I was like,
I've never seen it.
She's gotten it once or twice.
That's wild.
Rick said Dr. Finn's latest Kickstarter that was a set of P&P games is solid. Simple yet solid. I've played 5 of them so far, and they're better than most.
Dr. Finn's.
Yeah.
Look at Rick actually participating.
Yeah, look at that, Rick.
I've never even heard of Dr. Finn's.
I've never heard of Rick. So
Dr. Finn Medicine Woman is the full name.
Really good show on CBS.
Yeah.
So
and Hank put UgTech, which we did play this last week. So I picked
it
up.
UgTech is.
It's an old Fantasy Flight game. I picked it up in the flea market, literally for a couple of promo cards they traded me. It's like you're setting up these pieces in a certain way as a team, and then your caveman director can only grunt certain words or hit you over the head with a blow up
I played that.
Yeah, it was silly. It was fun, but it was silly.
Oh, they have Biblias. I like Biblias. That's one of my favorites.
That's a great game.
And there's Biblias Dice. I didn't know that existed.
That one's the one that we played at work a lot. So
Biblias Dice?
Yeah.
Was it good?
So, Bob brought it in all the time.
Nice.
So, all right, Zazu, where can people find you online and see all your wonderful content?
Zazu X2 Games on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
MySpace,
Tumblr. You can find at One Board Family all over the place: Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, all that stuff. We've had some nice little hits on TikTok lately. Some Bino hits that have done 3,000-5,000 views.
Nice.
So.
And you're in a Bino publication.
I'm not in a Bino publication. It's actually a sports magazine. So it's called Extra.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Extra Time. So that was pretty cool to see that today come to fruition. A couple months ago, Bino asked me to do an interview with Extra Time, which is a soccer magazine out of Europe, I believe. And they did a whole piece on how Bino has kind of brought soccer into the board game space. And so they did an interview with me and 3 other Bino people, and we talked about clubs, and we talked about the scene that we've built over the past year or so. So Extra Time magazine, if you're into soccer, there's an entire article that I contributed to. So
nice. Will a game returning soon? No way.
Will It Game is returning. In fact, I got to get off this call because we got a Will It Game call in 20 minutes.
Oh, perfect.
Really?
Well, hey, you can find us at all the different Game of Sidekick channels. Yeah, the same. Just go to Game of Sidekicks. You'll find it all.
There we go. Cool.
Perfect. On that note, Zazu, always a pleasure.
Yes.
Oh,
it
of
is
course.
always fun hanging out with you.
Of course. I'll see you at the next con. If
Yes,
not
sir.
sooner.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. It'll be fun. All right. You guys have a good one.
Have a good
Take
night,
care.
guys. Take care.